That is his new nickname, is Captain White Pants.
That sound can only mean one thing. It is Sunday night. This is Mayhem's Amigos live, coming to you from the nuclear waste dump outside of a Texas cattle facility. I'm TJ. Right next to me is, surprisingly enough, Rage. And in the window down below would be the one and only Chronic Chris. How's everybody doing tonight? Good evening. We hope that you're having a good evening tonight. And I hope everybody is avoiding the summer heat if at all possible. I know down here it's finally turned on. It is summer in Texas finally.
Or avoiding that two-word diagnosis.
Dude, it's getting hot enough down here that I almost don't want to drink alcohol. Yeah, it's gotten that hot.
How else are you going to cool down?
Well, I mean, even it's so hot that even masturbation's lost its fun. Now figure that one out.
Never too hot for that.
What nobody knows yet.
And my wife.
What nobody really on the air knows yet. Cool. So what nobody on the air really knows yet is the final diagnosis that we've gotten for Rage. Before we go into that, I want to say one thing. Now, after discussing it with Rage, who's sitting here, and he will back this up, and with the family, if you are not in communication currently or immediate family, please, if Rage is not on, you have a question, please direct it to me directly. Contact me, Messenger. You can call my phone. You can email me. You can send me a smoke signal. I don't care. But I'm asking.
I'll send you a smoke signal, all right.
I'm sure you will.
Steve, what's up? Says looking good, Rage.
I'm asking that everybody that is listening, please try to direct your communication to me rather than directing it to Rage and to his family during this trying time. I will give you what information I'm allowed to give.
Thank you.
And I want to try to take the heat off and let them have as much of this as they can.
Hey, it's Captain Late Pants.
Yep, that's Captain Late Pants.
Who is this Rage that you speak of?
We are we, and he are we. We come together right now.
So, Rage, you and I discussed this earlier this week, or actually late this week, and we got the final diagnosis.
It was midweek when we got it. Heather, what is Heather? Hey. Why?
So it's going to take us a little bit as Rage is trying to.
Really? Hello, Heather. Hey.
But I do believe, Adam, I think I talked to you later. I think it was
Rage.
Thursday.
I love you, but mute your microphone when talking to Heather.
Yeah, I know. Honey, what is diagnosis?
All right, so everybody, basically what happened is we got the final diagnosis. You kind of cut out there, Rage. We got the final diagnosis. It was based on everything that's been going on, it was probably the single worst news we could have gotten.
Yeah.
Of course, I talked to Adam. He's been kind of my sounding board through all of this. It was confirmed late last week that Rage has glioblastoma.
I needed the diagnosis. I couldn't remember the word.
You are diagnosed with
glioblastoma.
Glioblastoma. Yeah, TJ saying it for me. Thank you, TJ.
Yeah, I that's what I was getting at. So he was diagnosed with glioblastoma. This is the single most aggressive brain cancer there is on Earth. It's going to be a lot of high dose. Well, why don't you talk about your treatment and what's going to start happening?
I might begin release tomorrow or Tuesday, thank God.
Okay.
It's going to be high-powered chemo and radiation therapy. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks.
Man.
And then after the radiation, do you get a break, or are they going to go to something else?
Thank God, thank God.
Yeah, okay. We know you're getting the Willie treatment as well, but
I'm gonna never smoke weed.
So after the 6 weeks of radiation, do you get some time off? Are they going to another treatment right away?
No, they haven't discussed that with me yet.
All right,
I have gone straight into another treatment.
Okay.
I do have to walk with a walker for right now. The muscles in my legs are weak as shit.
Yeah, that's understandable. Unfortunate, but understandable.
My emotions are all over the scale.
I could tell that earlier. You said you loved me, and that was just weird.
Well, you've been a really good friend through all this, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, I mean, like I said on the air, the other day, you and I have fought like siblings, and we've always managed to come back and work it all out. It's one of my best friends. I'm losing one of my best friends, and I'm trying to swallow that, but it's not as hard as what he's actually going through himself right now.
Yeah.
You ain't losing me. I'm too hard-headed to go a goddamn place.
So, all right. So we know that we kind of have an idea of the natural progression.
I am getting T-shirts made over this. Yes, you are going to get a kick out of the shirts being made. It's going to have a monkey in a straight jacket squeaking on a squeaky brain.
Yeah.
On the back it says, "A twisted mind's a terrible thing to waste."
That's true. We're losing one.
We've lost too many of them. Too many.
Yeah, we have. So,
unfortunately, we lost Photog.
Right.
Dog and Mikey.
Yep.
Even though Mikey and I did not get along well, I had nothing but the utmost respect for him.
Right.
And you know that.
I know.
I mean, he put me in my place when I needed it.
Yeah, believe me, that hasn't always been easy.
No, it's not.
So, yeah, we can ask a few cookie sheets about that. All right, so to kind of get back to a point where I was at is we know that this is extremely aggressive, and the natural progression of what you're dealing with right now without treatment is a relatively quick ending.
Short time span.
We're talking what, 2 to 3 months, if I read correctly.
Yeah.
So literally,
right. Heather, correct? Without treatment, I'm looking at 2 to 3 months. Without treatment, I'm looking at 2 to 3 months.
Steve, every little, I gotta address Steve's comment here. And Steve, you gave to the GoFundMe. He says he's sorry he couldn't give more, but he's on a limited budget. Steve, you gave something, and every little bit that's helping out the family right now it's by far appreciated. And the biggest thing I can say is spread the word. Let people know that GoFundMe is still there. It's to assist Rage and his wife with travel expenses, lodging expenses, food expenses, as Heather's not going to be able to work as much as normal.
Food expenses are a son of a bitch.
Yeah, and food expenses are insane. It's really crazy. I'm going to send money directly after I'm back up and running and I can actually swing it and I'm sitting a little bit better. One of the things I wanted to do tonight, Rage, is I wanted to kind of open it up where we're at. And I wanted to open it up to the chat room who has got to know you. And I'm going to start tonight actually with Chris. And Chris, while he can still understand and comprehend, and we're not putting him on the air with everything blasted and he's shitting himself and calling us all sanctimonious, self-righteous sons of bitches.
What? I would never do something like that.
No, I was talking about Rage.
Oh, that yeah, I can see that happening.
Right.
At the hospital that happened.
I just heard my name coming from a department somewhere, and by the time I picked up to where it was coming from.
But no, Chris, what I wanted to do is I wanted you to go ahead and give any well wishes, your best memory, and whatever to kind of help boost Rage up a little bit as he's walking his way into one hell of a battle.
Well, Rage, we all know I'm not a praying type of person, but I do keep you in my heart and in my thoughts. And you're not allowed to die, man. You owe me an episode of Rage Against the Machine.
How many segment episodes?
Huh?
How many segments?
I think he wants.
What did we have? Rage Against the Machine. He gets to go up against the Car Crusher, and there was something else.
If it's Rage Against the Machine and I'm going up against the Car Crusher, I get a sledgehammer and a bottle of Jack.
No, you get a little Tykes hammer and a can of Bush.
See, we're not stacking the deck against me.
Hopefully the can of Bush will make you pissed off enough that the hammer will actually do something.
Well, I don't think we're going to see that in the. I don't think we're going to see that in the current condition. Now, if it was 5 years ago, I think the little Tykes hammer would have pissed him off enough that he might have beat the Car Crusher.
Sad part is Heather has allowed me to have a couple drinks lately.
Well, Rage, with what's going on with you, man, have you ever seen the movie The Bucket List?
Yes.
That is one of my all-time favorite movies. And what you have is the same thing they both had.
I have one thing I have to do.
And I hope that one thing you have to do is live every single moment like you're not going to get a next one. Have that beer, have that drink. Do whatever the fuck you want to do while you're here, brother.
Get a Hummer in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
I've been trying. Trust me, I've been trying.
Right?
That would be putting great strides into our healthcare system.
Absolutely.
We should make a hashtag for the Hummer in the hospital.
I've been trying to get the pack.
Get that shit trending.
Here, hang on a second. I'm working on it.
I got to mute for a second so my dog shut up.
No kidding. Good Lord.
What, the podcast? Honey, you said the cat.
There we go. Please share that hashtag. That's in the chat room.
We're in the hospital.
I have a feeling I'm going to get screamed at by your wife later, Rage.
That's later.
She ain't going to be able to scream. She's going to have her mouth full.
Oh, wow.
The chat room.
Please spread that hashtag so we can make sure Rage feels better.
Yes. Like I say, make that shit go trending just for Rage.
I know, right?
You said there's not much more that can lift your spirits when you're in the hospital than something like that.
Yeah, Rage needs a Hummer.
Mm-hmm. It's moral support.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. Yes, it's oral support.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Get it done. Get it done.
Go. And the pants are off.
Right. Gotta be. All right. So, Chris, what's your best memory of Rage? Like,
I can't think of a specific thing, but one of my favorite aspects about Rage is the wrestling for a cure.
Oh, when he took all the chops?
Yes. That and just the fact that they go out and they put their bodies to the extreme to raise money for children.
That's another group, but Rage was involved at Ground Zero on that.
Well,
I knew he was involved in it at the beginning.
Yes.
Wrestling for
Yes.
Yes.
I have not been involved with that in like 7 seasons.
Oh my God. All right, Steve's favorite memory of Rage is Regina.
He's probably fantasized about that.
I'm thinking he has.
Yeah.
Steve, stop shitting yourself, jerking your rod to pictures of me.
Rage against the squirrel.
No, Rage versus the squirrel. I could actually bring that up today. We could play Rage versus the squirrel.
Hey, we could have a commentary by Rage.
That was as mean as Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. And had that right.
We'll probably play it later. Adam, I know you haven't known Rage that long. I know you've known of Rage, but not known Rage that long. So, wishes, best memory.
Yeah, of course, I hope that you can be with us as long as possible. We'd like for you to just stay. We'd like to keep you. You're in my family's thoughts and prayers.
Tell your family you appreciate it.
It's like I'm sure Julie can probably hear you. She's probably listening to the show, but she usually does. But outside of what you did with QLZ, because I've always lived in the listening area, so when you were on QLZ, I got to hear you then. That's when I began to know of you.
So
the things I can remember, though, is your creativity during the Rage rants.
Oh,
some of the unique names that you come up calling people and stuff like that. Great. Just epic.
I'm a pro. What can I say?
Yeah.
I forgot about Rage's rants.
See, I thought that was going to be yours.
I'm glad it wasn't. I got to use it. So, huh?
I was trying to think, because every time, we start talking about Rage, my mind instantly reverts to wrestling.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't give you guys.
Sanctimonious son of a bitch. You already got me getting questioned by my wife, you motherfucker.
Well, the camera turned off, and I thought the pants were off the minute it turned off, but then it came back on real quick.
No. I caught what Rage was saying. He's yelling at Steve for this. Steve said, "Damn, Rage! First time I saw Regina, I thought she was hot."
About my sister?
No.
Didn't Steve think the same of Sandy Balint?
Yes.
So
Steve did also think, take into account what we're talking about here, Steve did also believe that Sandy Balint was very attractive.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what kind of shit you're smoking on.
Who was Summer Breeze?
I guess we need to tell this story.
It keeps popping in my head, and I'm like, was that a Rage thing? I don't think it was, but
Rage
was someone who I got accused of hollering at that was transgender, which was not true. The person who actually hollered at this person goes by the name of Brian Ely.
So, after
if he ever calls in my wife's inbox again, we'll get that chest pussy ripped wide open of his.
So, the story kind of goes that, this started back in 2004.
Yeah, back at 3CW.
And it went and went and went and went and went. And then finally in 2020,
I snapped.
I finally got definitive evidence that, yes, it was actually Brian Ely that slept with Summer Breeze and not Rage. But during the course of the whole thing, like Rage went through this Perry Saturn thing for a while where he wore a dress out to the ring. And there was just that picture surfaced and it got labeled Summer Breeze. And there was so much that happened during that whole time frame. You cannot take one Rage storyline and confine it inside of like 2 or 3 months. These things go years. The best ones go years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Because I remember Summer Breeze from the old Mayhem show, and that just cracked me up every time.
I think I've still got the picture floating around, actually.
No.
Do share.
Oh,
yeah, you did.
And I mentioned the word burger at least 48 times in one segment.
And I mean, so you go another step. Like there's another segment that ran for years and years. And years, which Adam's very familiar with. I'm very familiar with. Chris has popped off the line just to get Rage's blood boiling again. Matter of fact, you were kind of out of it, dude. And I was on the phone with your wife, and you were out of it, and they were having problems finding your veins so they could draw blood when you got to the hospital. And I told your wife, I said, as a last resort, if you need his blood to flow enough to find the veins, this is the question you ask. I guarantee you he will snap out of it. He will wake up and them veins will be ready to explode out of his arms and you'll get a good vein to run the IV.
Which sometimes is very hard to do with me.
Yeah, because, your veins are very deep into your skin. But she goes, well, what's the question? And I said, the question is, just the look on your face, I don't even want to ask it because I know you're going to go off.
I'm going to make that thing in his brain pop.
The question is,
that I've got tough-ass skin like a rhino.
The question was, when are you going to pay back Sarah Jane? See, the vein's already popping in his head. That would have been a perfect one to run the IV.
Oh,
I would feel for the tech or the nurse who was having to dig for that vein after that question.
Oh,
like
God.
hazard pay needed to be given or something.
Right
that
there,
just lose an arm or
to this day. But that storyline, there was so many layers to that whole story.
Sticking you, Meg.
So many layers to that story. Accusations and everything else that came apart during that whole story. It was this amazing storyline that just ran for years. And it's the only one that's out there to this day that still pisses him off.
That the fat round mound of sound won't ever let drop. Cholesterol weight.
Yeah, actually, you might have to change that vocabulary here soon.
Okay, well, when I see it, I will apologize for such.
But no, and then you go another step, right? And the bit that everybody remembers, Rage Against the Machine. Everybody remembers, Rage's rants, but the one that people will bring up the most, you bring up Rage and the old QLZ days, and the first bit that comes to everybody's mind, no matter what, is Rage in jail.
Stevenson Street, Rock and Roll Hardy.
No, actually, believe it or not, most people I talk to, when I bring you up, they go, "Oh, the guy that called in to work from jail on the radio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yes, that's him."
Hey, I was being a responsible employee, letting them know that I was incarcerated.
We need more details on this. Why were you incarcerated?
For a failure to appear warrant.
Well, I wasn't going to say it was because of because of Amish country, but
okay, no. Failure to appear warrant is too vague. What was the original appearance?
The failure to appear warrant was because I missed a court case over missed child support.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, there was no allegedly. I had just been fired from my job and I'd missed 3 months of child support. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to man up to it.
So
there you go.
Well, for legal purposes, I love throwing the word allegedly around.
Well, as much as the word allegedly likes to get like my ex-wife.
So you were you working for QLZ when you ended up in jail?
Yes, I was.
And you just called the studio line and you're like, "Hey, I'm in jail. I get one phone call. I'm calling you guys."
Yes, I did. And I actually had a bunch of people who were going to bail me out of jail that day. Didn't I, TJ?
Yeah, you did. I'm not finding it. Son of a bitch.
Lars was one of them. Chad Osman was another. Oscar Gray. Like, they were all about to come bail me out of jail.
All right, let me try Disaster Files. Maybe it's under that.
Oh, Jesus.
Cheeto Dust. I really don't want to play Cheeto Dust. That hurts.
Cheeto Dust.
Creeper Steve is coming to town. No, I don't want that one. I'm looking for one in particular.
Lock your doors. You try it once, you want to try it some more.
Steve-O the Creeper. That one's in there. And there's a bunch of stuff in here, I'm telling you. Let me go with there. Little Noid.
Too bad the one where I kicked
Marvin and Caitlin, Marvin and the Sperm Bank, Morphine Steve.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Steve Goes Camping, Steve's Confessions.
Too bad the one where I
Steve Don't Care. Oh, that's all. That's all lifts that I did from when I did the best of show for New Year's on Morning Disaster.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was actually a lot of fun when I did that. I really did have a lot of fun doing that. Let me see. I'm not. I know I have it somewhere in this hard drive, Rage in Jail, but I don't know where I put it.
Do you have the one to where I kicked Freak in the yam bag?
No, I don't.
That was probably the biggest find QLZ ever got.
Is it?
I made Freak
this?
say that bomb like 27 times.
But that's the one that most people, when I bring up the show and I bring you up, they remember Rage in Jail. Now, of course, we've had some of our own that.
Oh yeah, we.
And I'm going to load up one of my absolute all-time favorites.
On just a second, ma'am.
Uh-oh. Please don't ask her to find your prostate.
Go for it. Excuse me, nurse. Could I get a massage?
Go down.
My wife won't help me. Let me get a massage.
Ma'am.
It's like, no, it'd really help me medically to get it released. Can I
know,
get
right?
one of those?
So years and years and years ago, I was in the hospital, and I was in the Morris Hospital, and I had 2 people per room. Nurse walks in. Would either of you guys like a massage? Guy in the bed next to me. Nah, I'm good. I rolled over, looked at him. What are you, gay? Get started, honey.
Rage, I got to ask, how many times have you asked for a sponge bath since you've been in there?
Daily.
From a nurse? None. From my wife? Hourly.
Hourly. Good.
Wow.
That sounds like permission.
To the Mrs. Rage, that sounds like a green
light.
That
don't sound like permission. That is permission.
Okay.
Yeah. He could have a hot nurse rub him down, and she would not care. So what if she wants more than the rub down?
It's like, yeah, I need a nurse to my room. I need full service,
I mean, son of a gun.
Yes.
Hell, let him live a little. How about that? So she says that you could even get some.
That sounds like a free pass, at least.
I mean, is she going to start pimping you out soon?
That either sounds like a free pass or a trap.
Maybe it's an opening to a threesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a trap.
It sounds like a trap.
Sounds
you
like
guys are voting trap?
It's a trap.
It sounds like a trap.
Entanglement going on up in here.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a fatal attraction.
Not a trap. Okay.
Oh, she says not a trap.
I just wanted to apologize. I'm on a radio podcast right now. So if I'm disturbing your meal, I do apologize.
No, it doesn't.
Enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Apologizing too.
I just wanted to, be proper about it.
Very courteous of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you got in there with your Rage?
When has this group ever been proper?
Here at the hospital, and I could tell she busts her ass every day here.
Right.
So I want to be courteous and apologize for any of the language I may use on this podcast or topic matter.
Well, I'm sure that's all coming too.
So,
hey,
sponge
you got to remember,
following a rub and tug, maybe. I don't know.
it's the profession they chose, And by the time you got there, Rage, they probably already done seen and heard it all.
Well, they haven't seen or heard me.
Last year when I was in the accident and I was in the hospital, two nurses were trying to help me like get up and get out of bed and stuff. And I
Right.
kept grabbing the gown and covering myself up. And my wife, quit worrying about it. They've seen them all. And I'm on whatever the fuck they gave me, just giggling. They haven't seen mine.
Well, I mean, God bless my old lady. She's out tonight with a couple of her girlfriends, and they're
Allegedly.
drinking and having a good time. And
Allegedly.
no, there's no allegedly to it. She doesn't leave me in the dark.
So can I go over to the chat here and just ask, Heather, is this you stating Rage gets a free pass?
Oh, Heather says we're all fucked up.
And does this free
I'm a little
pass come
high,
with
but I'm not fucked up.
expiration date? Like, is it till the end of the week? Is it?
Yeah,
Is
is
it
there an expiration
Is it a
date on this
one-time
all
pass, or is it a multi-use? Is it a multi-pass?
Whoa.
Rage is like free
Rage
pass.
gets a free, you lucky bastard.
Oh,
There you go. It's there.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
she says with her, yes, you get a free pass.
No, Heather, we ain't fucked up. What's fucked up? Last night at midnight, we left the Legion and we stopped at the gas station. There's some dude in the gas station parking lot trying to sell an iPad, literally at midnight.
What's this
There
weed
you go.
shit? I'm in Texas. Adam's in Illinois.
Cornfield.
Rage is in Missouri. You're in Kentucky.
Yeah, what's this Kentucky shit?
Rage,
I
just
mean-
so you have it, I took a picture of Heather acknowledging you have a free pass.
Oh, there
sent
you
it to
go.
the group.
So you've got it in the Mayhem chat. All you got to do is go look. There it is.
Yep. It's like, ta-da!
Hey, and screw you guys. Kentucky's not where I'm from. It's just where I ended up.
I said you're in Kentucky, not you're from Kentucky.
The person
You're from Iowa, right, Chris?
It's complicated. I was born in Morris, Illinois. When I was 6 months old, I moved to Iowa and was raised in Iowa by the great state of Iowa Department of Human and Family Services.
Was that before or after you burned the Winnebago to the ground?
That was before.
Oh.
Well, kind of during.
Kind of during.
You know,
Did
like
you
I
ever
say,
wind
I say, I am the real life Joe Dirt. I went into foster care when I was 8 years old, started running away from foster cares and shit when I was 13, 14 years old.
Did you ever wind up in a basement?
Nothing happened, man. It wasn't weird.
Because Rage
God,
was in
they
a
still
basement.
bring that shit up.
Rage was in a basement.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, every once in a while I just like to look at shit on Google Maps. Fuck, I'm always on Google Maps. But I seen some construction near a place that I was at as a juvenile, and I did some more research, and thank you, Iowa, for burning that place down to the ground.
Wow, it was that bad.
That place was it was not
Oh,
one
there
of
you go. Hello.
Hello, nurse.
Hello, nurse.
I think she wants me.
That's wet.
So
I think she wants
I don't
Rage
think,
is-
no,
is
no,
that-
no. TJ,
your
she don't want
nurse?
you. She was giving me the fuck me eyes.
Well, Heather
Yeah,
sent her with me and her, and she said that we were both cute.
Say what?
Yep. So she won't want me then. I'm too skinny.
Heather sent her a pic of me and her, and she said that we were both looking pretty cute.
Heather, I could see. You, is she on drugs?
She been drinking?
I don't care.
Hey, he's on the bucket list. He doesn't care now.
Oh, go figure. Steve's in love again.
There you go. So, cop.
Is that your way of swiping right for your Tinder?
Are you going to go and meet your favorite cop again?
Hey, I'm not the one who's been doing cop. Okay.
Why, Cat?
I would never.
Right. This is coming from the same guy who slept with someone's best friend's ex and then married her. Yeah.
Right. Yes, TJ Liar.
All right.
That's kind of weird that you bring that up because I've actually restarted rewatching Wings.
Oh, God. All right. So I am going to play probably my favorite bit
Crystal
that
Bernard.
Rage and I have
Yummy.
done together of all time. By far my favorite. It's about 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Rage, we're going to have to talk. I'm going to have to pause and we're going to have to talk about this throughout the whole thing. So here it is. Rage will recognize this right away. Show about politics, religion, economy, sports. What? It's about whatever in the hell we end up talking about.
No, don't lie. It's about trying to get technology to work right.
Yeah, it's definitely about trying to get technology to work right. We kind of cover about a little bit of everything, DG. So DG's asking, what is it about? Mainly, it's about entertainment.
It's like the Dr. Oz show, just not nearly as educated.
Right. No. I'll never be that educated. I don't want to be that educated.
Near
What's that?
close. Nowhere near close.
No, not even close. You modulated horribly. First thing we're going to get to tonight was the top 5 horror movies of all time. So, all right, Ray, you got your list together. What's your horror movies, man?
Actually, since we don't know, I don't know enough about the co-host and your eye candy, let them go first.
By the way, the eye candy almost got us sued. What, 2 weeks later?
Go figure.
Hey, I didn't sleep with her either. She was just crazy to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
But the crazy kind of made her interesting.
Not really.
The fact she liked to show a lot made her interesting, too.
That, yes.
But, I was kind of giving the Marvin definition of interesting. No, 2 weeks later, she goes out and she buys the penis suckers from the adult store and starts asking everybody on the street if they wanted a cocksucker. And almost got us sued. I had to boot her off. It was that bad. She almost got us sued.
How does that almost? I mean, that's fucking hilarious.
It was funny, but it was still like way over the line in public in front of Big Al's. So to continue,
if that's over the line and if that's over the line in public, obviously you guys have never been to Nashville, New Orleans, or Las Vegas.
So to kind of set this,
Decatur, Illinois, on Rage's birthday.
Jesus. So to kind of set this all up, Rage and I came up with the idea to do this because he's a big horror movie fan. And we came up with the idea to do this and gave everybody a week, literally wasn't it a week to put these lists together?
Some of them 10 days.
Yeah. Everybody had time to get this done. So here, listen to the preparation.
Should we let Tabby come up with top 5 horror movies at first?
Yeah.
Top 5 horror movies. Come on, Tabby.
You're on the spot. Go for it.
All depending. Are we doing old time?
It's
Scary
all
movies
time.
It's all time.
Any.
Top 5 horror movies of all time.
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid of The Conjuring. Conjuring was kind of
The Conjuring?
Yeah.
Really?
It was kind of scary.
Okay.
Probably like my number 5.
All right. So you got to come up with 4 more.
The problem is, if you've seen one horror movie, you've seen them
Pretty
all.
much seen them all.
That's the worst part about it.
All right.
But right there's proof positive of, hey, you have to come up with 5. We weren't even at Rage wanted to do 10. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if that's going to work. 5. Let's do top 5. So you see where this is already snowballing into a disaster. It gets even worse.
Well, if you
Not necessarily true.
What do you think, Mike? You got 5?
I don't know if I have 5.
Can you do 3?
I can name 5 horror movies, but the problem is it takes a lot for me to get scared by a horror movie.
Well, see, you don't necessarily have to be scared by it, but do you think that 90% of the audience would be scared by it, or there's something psychologically wrong with this movie?
Which Rage's
Well, in
favorite
that case,
movie
I'd say
there
The
is.
Shining.
The Shining
Would definitely be in my top 5.
See, I got a chance to work on my top 5 last night. But Rage, what's yours?
Okay, I'm going to list off all 5 of them.
All right.
Because this is my favorite thing in the world here. Number 5
Go figure.
is April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was a good
Okay.
movie.
That was a good one.
About a little girl
Right.
who ends up killing all her classmates in school on April Fool's Day. She had her hair tied in a noose. Very good movie.
All right, so I'm going to just point this out right now. If he had just ran down the list, we could have discussed it after the fact, but he had to give us a synopsis of every movie all the way through, so it extended the bit out a little bit.
Well,
Which-
when people intelligent enough to realize what movies are about.
Well, you know me. I don't watch many horror movies, so
Yeah, you do. Debbie does Dallas.
I would actually have to agree with
Anytime
Michael
you go to a
and say
video store,
The
you take a
Shining.
beeline for that back room.
I love that movie.
The Shining. Okay.
Silence of the Lambs.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty.
That
good
is a
movie.
good movie.
That actually is still to this day one of my favorite movies. Yes, Chris.
I love that movie. One of my all-time favorites. Have you seen those Alexa home security systems that say like intruder alert and start playing like let the bodies hit the floor or something like that?
Oh, that'd be cool as shit. I want one.
Better.
Oh,
I want it when it says Alexa intruder. It says, "Are the lambs still screaming, Clarice?" And then starts playing Silent Horses.
Oh, hell yeah.
by the way, guys, everyone, my favorite nurse is here.
Oh, nice. Let's continue with some of your genius.
I'm going to have to lump these 3 in the same category, which is not Hellraiser, but Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Are we talking the originals of all 3?
I don't want to be down here while this is going at you.
The graphic.
Yeah, it has.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. Number 2 would be Hellraiser.
The thing I like about having him around is I don't have to get up and run away and go get something. You know, it's just like, here, please go get me my coffee.
Bring it in.
This was actually the funny one because this was back, Chris, you remember, this was back when I was working nights and it was before you joined the show. And the one thing she did bring is she brought a guy that ran back and forth from my kitchen, bringing me my coffee or a drink or whatever I might need to continue to do the show. I honestly think that kid would have brought me a urinal if I asked him for one.
That's awesome.
Bring me a piss jug.
I know, right? Bring me a pisser. And they would have probably brought it. It was phenomenal. I loved it.
Yeah, we've got an intern here, Rage.
You're welcome for
Awesome.
being my bodyguard.
I've got somebody to
And
get
number
the coffee
one.
for me and stuff. It's great. We've got an intern.
And number one for a psychological standpoint, Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork
Yes.
Orange. My cousin Chad says Chucky. DG says The Ring. And I've got to say, I misunderstood you when he said it last night when I wrote down my list.
Now, of course, back then, not so much now. I've grown, evolved, matured. Back then, I had more of a one-track mind, but I have evolved and matured and grown as a human being. And
What, you have a new top 5?
Oh my God, TJ, when did you start doing comedy?
But I did misunderstand this list.
Well, give me your list.
Well, I went with
Somebody throw in the Omen here.
I went with striptease, showgirls.
Hold on. I said horror, not whore.
But striptease.
I said horror. No.
Because Dallas was great. Girls Gone Wild. The Girls of Playboy. I mean,
I love the one thing he threw in there that nobody really catches, but it's probably my favorite part of that is no. Like bad TJ Brain.
Brain.
Huh?
Bad rage brain.
Yeah, you should have went there too. What the hell happened?
See, that's
So,
that's the new terminology though for when I completely fly off the handle. It's bad rage brain.
Well, oh damn it, that's like a double joke.
So, Rage, can we get that nurse back in here?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Dude, I think she caught me zooming in on her.
She did.
I seriously think she caught me zooming right in on her too.
I zoom in.
All the American Pie movies.
Just to name a few.
well, I mean, when you said it,
Whore.
when you said it, I misunderstood because we were talking earlier about some embarrassing sex stories, and then next thing you know, well, let's do horror movies. So I thought you said horror movies.
No, not whore. Not like skank, stuff like that. I'm talking horror.
He meant
I'm
horror
talking,
with an R at the end.
Yes. And by the way, I will agree with Michael. He threw one out there that I will agree 100% on, and that's The Omen.
The Omen was one,
But it's got to be the original, not the newer one. The original was so much better.
But I mean,
The original one.
you said you get me on all these old stories, and then next thing I know, you're like, oh well, let's do horror movies. So I wrote down mine.
Okay, well, your mind's in one spot and one spot only. I'm talking, the horror as in.
See, he said it again. The whore. That's the thing I keep. No, he said the whore. I keep trying to argue. I have been trying to argue this for almost 8 years.
Hey, I want
Longer than
congratulations.
that.
It's
Longer than that.
34.
TJ.
Yeah.
Real quick, can I congratulate Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes on something real quick?
Yeah.
They won the Ring of Honor tag team titles last night.
Awesome.
Off of Mike Bennett and Matt Heyman.
That's great news. Fantastic news.
It was a hell of a match.
At Bed A. Again, cancel code room to division 5400, room 5468, Bed A. Extension 314-362-5090.
Yeah, that's my old roommate.
I won the lottery.
My old roommate up here just got called in for code blue.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Don't they call that code when you turn that color?
Room 5468, Bed A. Again, cancel code room.
5468 bed 8.
They're canceling it.
Oh, they're canceling it.
5090.
I love that. 5 whore, 6'8", bed 8.
Thank God they just canceled it.
Well, let's hope
So-
they canceled it for a good reason.
Yeah.
So is that? Let me guess. That's 5 whores in 68 position, 8 in the bed.
Correct.
Does that mean they owe you
Cool.
one?
Sounds about right.
That was my old room, yeah.
What do you think of that? That's a great idea. Steve says his top ones horror movies are Terrifier 1, 2, Conjuring, and Shining.
I never even thought Shining was scary.
Terrifier 2 is great. Chris Jericho did such a phenomenal part in it.
You know, and it's funny because I went back a while back and I rewatched Hellraiser. And I'm sitting there watching it and I thought, you know, nowadays this is so fucking cheesy. How are we ever scared of it? But back then that was like advanced technology for horror movies.
Yeah, it really was.
Nightmare on Elm Street. You watch it now, you're like, dude, that's fucking cheesy.
Honestly, our brain was perpetuated to be fearful of things such as that.
You know what?
I said perpetuated in the proper order.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah,
You want to know what?
Your brain rage, isn't there?
Yeah, what are they talking about? My brain's working just fine, thank you.
I'll tell you a movie that I'm absolutely terrified of.
What?
The true life story of Ron Jeremy.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
He's innocent.
My favorite horror movie will always be Children of the Corn.
Yeah. Well, you said Clockwork Orange in that.
Yeah.
For psychological.
The mind was perpetuated into being fearful of those kinds of movies.
But yeah, I would have to say that the one I'm
the old surprise visit. That was a real kick and good for laughs and smecks as lashings of the ultraviolet. Me and my droogies would go to the Moklov and have a sip or two.
Hey, here's another movie. Here's another movie that absolutely terrified me.
So violent.
No, this one really did. It scared me. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
The only thing scary about that is it actually really happened pretty much that way.
The only thing scary about that is I know if given the opportunity, I could wind up there.
You could what?
I could wind up that high.
Oh, nowadays, for you, probably it wouldn't take much.
No.
But half of the drugs they're doing in that movie, you can't even get nowadays.
Well, I mean, Quaaludes are gone now.
Mescaline's gone.
Yeah.
Well, you can still get mescaline, but it's not
the real deal.
It's not like it used to be. It's all cut up.
So, Rage, are you in your room or are you in the cafeteria still?
I'm in the family room.
In the family room.
Yeah.
All right. So
later, we love y'all.
All right. So you be careful. Remember, everybody, if you have any questions, please direct them my direction on the request of Rage and his family. Allow them to have as much time as they can. Don't bother Rage's wife. Don't bother Rage himself. Please get a hold of me. I am outside of the show. I will be speaking for the family.
No, I do have something I need to know that I need to ask Rage directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a Misfits tattoo?
Yes, it is.
Fuck yeah. I love it.
So, like I said, as far as what's going on medically and what is happening, I have been directed by the family to discuss. Thank you, Rage. To discuss different treatments and what is going on. So I will be speaking as far as the public goes. I will be handling the public speaking for the family, unless Rage is on the show, and of course, I'll always include him. He's got a home here for as long as he's here, and he knows it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But please do not bother Rage, his wife, his mom, his brother, any of them. Allow them to have what little bit of time they've got left together to enjoy as much of it as they can.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. After the show, I'm blowing up your phone, Rage.
Heather will beat your ass.
Well, tell them I said thank you. I
So,
appreciate
Looks
it.
like she already wants to.
Well, it's because you said you were going to blow up his phone immediately after the show.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm sure she's already looking at crutches and going, that one's not big enough to go in your ass.
Leave my crutches alone.
She might try to fit a wheelchair in your ass. Of course, that's one way to get wheeled around.
I guess.
No, to
Become
do
one
that, I
with
just go to
the
Walmart.
wheelchair.
All right, so Rage, we're going to log you out now.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to point the camera at that nurse and go mute on the microphone.
I want to see
Hey,
you.
it's an opportunity.
What's that? We have another opportunity.
Because I told you I was going to get the club to put on the back of it. Put the club, get a pit bull to guard it and everything.
He's talking about the wheelchair. They take the wheelchair from him quite a bit. But right now it takes Rage the wheelchair to get out to where he can have a cigarette. And Rage has got the advantage of this for Rage right now is anyone tells him it's bad for you to have a cigarette, all he's got to do is look up and go, hey, terminal brain cancer. What could be worse than that?
Right? Don't tell me I can't have a fucking cigarette.
Right? That's pretty much where he's at. He's like, what? No.
Like, listen, if we're that worried about the cigarette killing him, it'll kill him in like 5, 10, 15 years.
No,
right.
Hey, quit moving that phone around.
Hey, Rage, Chris wants to see your wife's boobs some more.
Hold on for a second. I get ready.
Like you were just all up on it.
I know, right?
And then
I
you
saw
moved.
And so you get to break out of here tomorrow.
Oh, that's the word I hope so. Well, I'm very happy for you. They're giving me Monday, Tuesday.
Good.
So you're out of here Tuesday? All right. So Rage will be broadcasting from the rehab center. No, Chris, it's not for drugs.
And your favorite roommate.
Hey, come on. I know there's more than one kind of rehab.
No, Steve, it's not for drugs.
Okay, there you go.
Want to talk about sport? Anything? I'll talk with you.
I mean, you got your Betty Ford clinic, you got Choices, you got that place up in Malibu that looks like a resort.
Where's the one for Sex Addiction where everybody gets to jump in the middle in a big orgy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe that one's somewhere near San Francisco.
Oh, I don't know if I want
But
to
there
go
is
there.
a nudist colony in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's
the summer camp.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So, Heather, do I need to log you guys out? What she doesn't realize is Rach has been showing us her boobs the whole time.
No.
She just put it in so why I just started busting up.
She started.
I'm not hearing you, bud.
Said she.
So I can get you outside.
All right. So, Rage, there you go. I'm going to log you out. Thanks for tuning in and giving the update and running through a bunch of stuff with us.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you know you got a home here. And everyone, again, please contact me if you want updates. Please do not bother Rage and his family right now. Let them have what time they've got together.
I know if you don't know how to contact TJ, you can contact me. I can
contact Adam or Chris, either one. They'll tell you how to get a hold of me. You can contact me, Messenger, however you feel. But let's let Rage and his family have this time. So, Rage, we'll catch you later. I'm going to take you out of the studio now.
All right.
Personally, I don't.
And there we go. Okay.
Information, but I will contact them and say, "Hey, contact this person."
Yeah.
Well, it was by their request that the communication runs through me. We actually had this discussion earlier today. And it was me, Rage, and Heather that had this talk. And I'm on the phone with Rager, his wife, twice a day right now. So I'm very much up to date on what's going on and how bad it really is. And they also have given me pretty much direct instructions on how much to give out. And because I've been kind of handling the updates so far to this point, they've requested that I continue with it. And they just want to field it my direction. Let me handle, like, there are certain people out there that, Chris, let's face it, and Adam, you know this as well. There are certain people out there that would turn this into a joke.
Yeah.
No.
Now, we're poking light fun at it. That's one thing. But, I mean, they would turn this into a drastically disgusting joke. And if they did, I'm going to pop. I'm not going to be real happy at all. And the only downside to it is I can't shoot them because it's illegal. So to give everybody
on someone getting cancer.
Cancer's not a joke to begin with. Like Marvin.
It's not. I mean,
Marvin is not making a joke of this.
So really the only people who can make fun of cancer are people who have been through it.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, Marvin's got cancer. The only joke Marvin has said is he called me up and he says, "Hey, would you pass a message to Rage?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. What would you like me to say?" He said, "Tell Rage to get his testicles cremated and turn them into earrings for his wife so she can always have his balls hanging from her." I'm like, I had to pass it along.
Well, first off, in order to do that, you wouldn't get the balls cremated.
You'd have to get them bronzed.
They would have to be probably castrated and embalmed, bronzed, casted in some form of preservative.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's going to feel it.
Rage's gold-plated balls.
Well, you don't want dirty dangling balls hanging from your ears. You know, you want them cast in little piece of epoxy or something.
No, just leave them. Don't put anything over them. Just leave them as they're here.
When she's not wearing them, she can put them in a sack.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Yeah, then she can walk around and go, "Here's Rage's balls, and here's their sack."
I'm saying, put them in a clear epoxy and make it like a diamond shape, so it looks like she's got some big diamond earrings from a distance. But you walk up and it's a big set of balls hanging.
I mean, you know, I could see Steve doing something like that. But no, if they cremate them, then they just put the cremation in like a smaller earring.
Yeah.
So she can get like some danglers, you know? But that was the only joke that Marvin's made to this point. Otherwise, he's like...
About that.
Well, no, the other joke Marvin has made is, "Hey, Rage, I'll race you to the finish line." Because they both have cancer right now. And I'm like, how is this my fucking luck? Two of my closer friends, and they have cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've always said, like in the bucket list, if I had something like that and I would have choice to either live the rest of my life dying in a hospital or at least get out and do something, fuck you, I'm going home.
Well, and I mean, they've got a treatment plan for him, but all right. So let me bring up the long and the short of this. I've got to bring up everything that I've read on it so I can give you the full.
Before you go into that, let me just comment. In regards to that, I think it kind of depends on the quality of life during treatment. If it's going to be shit, then, maybe try to live your best life. It really depends. If it's going to be crappy life while you're going through the treatment, like very violently ill, why not try and live the best life in the short term?
All right, so glioblastoma, previously known as glioblastoma multiforme, is the most aggressive and most common type of cancer that originates in the brain and has a very poor prognosis for survival. Symptoms are nonspecific, may include headaches, personality changes, nausea, and symptoms similar to a stroke. Symptoms often worsen rapidly and may progress to unconsciousness. Causes of most cases of glioblastoma are not known. Glioblastoma represents 15% of all brain tumors. They are thought to arise from astrocytes. Diagnosis can typically be made by a combination of CT scan, MRI, and tissue biopsy. There is no known method of preventing it. Treatment involves surgery, chemotherapy, medication, temozolomide. Fuck, I'm not going to try that fucking word. As part of temozolomide as part of the chemotherapy, high dose steroids, radiation. Most common cancer that begins with the brain, and the second most common brain tumor after a meningioma. Smoking, pesticides, working in a petroleum refining or rubber manufacturing plant might be an environmental cause. I'm trying to get to where it says what the survival rate is.
The thing is,
you got a screenshot of that, but you couldn't get a screenshot of the nurse.
I didn't get a screenshot of the nurse.
Oh, I'm talking to Adam. I just checked I just checked the chat box.
Sorry, I didn't.
Highly disappointed in you, Adam.
Listen, my site's going, okay? Cut me some slack.
Adam's got some medical stuff going on himself, too, that we're going to talk about. So they say that the survival rate for glioblastoma is with treatment 12 to 18 months, without treatment 2 to 4. So if he takes the chemo and the radiation, he extends his life.
Yeah. I think in all the things I read, it said 5-year survival rate is like 5 to 10%.
Less than 10% is everything I've read.
Yeah.
And what the doctor said as well. Less than 10% at the 5-year survival rate.
Now, don't Don't get me wrong. I'd love for Rage to prove that wrong. I think we all would. And Rage
Unfortunately, I don't know. I've got to be honest. I don't know if it's going to go that route. And I have to be very honest about this. And let me be very succinct and very clear. Currently, with as rapidly as this ran.
Yeah, because we're talking like 3 weeks.
And
almost 4.
And his brain is already riddled with these tumors. With as rapidly as it ran and came up and how quickly it took over. I'm just cherishing every moment I got.
Yeah, it's all we can do.
Before I lose one of the best friends and best co-hosts I ever had. I mean, that's all there is to it. So Adam, you told me as well that you have some medical stuff that's going on too.
Yeah, a few things going on. I'll be seeing the doctors over the next 2 days. For those who don't know, I have retinopathy in both of my eyes, and in my right eye, I have macular edema that has reduced that vision by about 80 to 90%. It just looks like gray paint smeared over whatever I'm looking at.
Right.
Well, Friday, I discovered I have a floater in my left eye.
Wait, so you wound up with a turd in your eye?
Actually, floaters are like made from the material of the eyeball.
Oh, okay.
Just becoming like a collagen strand, and it becomes a shadow. So actually,
it's kind of like an eye turd.
Yeah, it's more like a caterpillar, I guess, is what I could say. It's a black caterpillar in my field of vision at all times. Okay. Now, from what I've read and what I've discussed with my doctor, best case scenario, it fades over the next couple weeks, and my eye and brain adjust. So kind of like seeing your nose in your field of view, it just kind of disappears.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, it can be involved with retinal detachment and can cost me my vision in my good eye, rendering me, I guess, legally blind at that point because my right eye is already messed up.
Right.
Yeah. So the old video editor won't be able to see.
So I wonder if I can make a joke about that.
You can try. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, I've got a good idea on what caused the whole eye issue. So let me see your palms. Yep, there's a lot of callus there. Yeah, okay. Yep, there's some hair.
Sometimes more comes out and it shoots further than it should, and I'm not prepared. Sometimes I only put the towel on my chest or on my belly and it shoots into my face. I can't help that.
I mean, you can only do so much.
Yeah, I know, right? I asked Julie to help me out with it, but that night she couldn't. So, do what you can to get through.
What, did she have the shower head earlier?
No, she just went to bed early.
Oh.
You know, our little 8-month-old wore out. So,
well, I mean, that's what you get for having an 8-month-old heathen.
Yeah, at early 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not there.
Yeah.
So, all right. You know what? That actually brings up a great idea for a segment. And I'm going to run right into that. So,
how about you let me finish my medical
stuff?
Yes,
finish your medical and then we'll do the segment. I think that'll actually brighten everything up for a change.
So the second bit is with my endocrinologist.
While you're doing that, I've got to pee. So, Chris, you got the helm.
Okay. So the second bit is, despite me working with 2 different insulins, now moving on to a pill to add in with it and a third injectable medication, I haven't been able to get my blood sugar down consistently. So
try Manjaro.
I may have to, but at this point, the doctor is recommending insulin pump. That way, I just have a steady stream. Obviously, my pancreas ain't cutting it. So on Tuesday, I'll go in and learn how an insulin pump works and get a few ideas about what my options are in that regard. But
ask your doctor about Manjaro first, because if you ever want to go through an airport or a courthouse with that insulin pump, it's kind of a real bitch.
yeah, I know, like using insulin before they had insulin pens, walking around with syringes all the time just kind of makes you feel like a drug addict, especially when cops are around.
Right.
Yeah. But so instead I'll just be using some form of insulin pump and I don't know, using it by vials. It really depends on what they recommend. But you know, the fact of the matter is my pancreas ain't cutting it. So, you know, it needs help.
Well,
so
maybe I'll get, when I order this shirt for my wife, I'll get you a matching shirt that says I can do anything except produce insulin.
Right? All right. So that actually, and hello, Georgia, how are you? That actually brings me into, you know, part of what Adam was just saying brings me into a good question. And chat room, chime in because you guys are involved in this too. What age do you think is the right time to say, nope, I'm done. No more kids?
It's like my personal goal was just I max out at 3. Well,
you max out at 3.
Yeah, like 3. I have 3 biological. However, I have 4 step.
But
so
no, I mean seriously, what do you think the right age is where you're like, I'm done?
It really just depends. I mean, yeah, because Julie and I wanted to have one together. And then once we had little Marcy, then factory gets shut down. Doesn't mean we can't have fun, but no more babies.
So Georgia says hers was 2 by 24 and she was done.
And that's respectable. Either number or age, both are respectable.
Right. I would have to say that I think I hit the perfect age on the head, right? 32.
Yeah. You still have energy and you haven't broken down yet because you haven't reached 40.
Right. Right. So I can still handle a lot of the stuff when he was younger. You know, but the beauty part is now that he's getting older and he's kind of developing his own identity, I can dial back, right? And just, I'm there. That's all I've got to do. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like, wow. Rage, please let me finish the show. But no, I would have to say I think I was right there. I hit it on the head with 32 because I'm 50 when Riley graduates high school. So depending on what I'm doing at that time of my life, I may still have a little bit more time that I'm going to do some different stuff for a bit, right?
To put it into perspective, when Marcy graduates high school, I'll be 61.
Yeah.
Kid's off to college and I'm off to retirement.
Kid's off to college, and he's off to the nursing home.
Well, that's if I survive this long. My body's falling apart.
So
I won't be able to see any cute girls if I go to a beach or anything like that. A nudist colony would be pointless.
So for all you know, you may walk in there and that they'll be like, "No, you're at a nude beach. Don't worry," and you're at McFarland.
I've been to McFarland. I'm certified in Illinois.
Marvin's room?
I don't know what room Marvin was in. They have a few different dorms at McFarland.
I got sent there once, and I don't even know how I ended up there.
Usually it's a psychological thing, or it's you pled insanity at trial.
All I remember is I was partying at my buddies. We were having a good old time. Me and someone else got into it. I left the party, and when I came around, I was in McFarland.
Really?
Yep. They said I went batshit crazy. I don't fucking remember.
Maybe it's better that way.
Oh, I also had 8 staples in my head when I came around.
But I mean, like I said, I think that the age has got it. You got to look at the age. Like, I'm going to hit 50. Riley graduates high school. My financial responsibility at that point is done. Right?
Yep.
So what am I going to do? I think alcohol might be involved.
I think motor scooter and ride.
Oh, that's going to happen.
I think what Rage would say is you'd start to whore about a bit.
Me? Never. I would never.
Find a girl to join you, have her pretend to be a cop with some pink handcuffs, do whatever.
I would never.
Right.
She might, but I would not.
You would never. Only once. I might a second time.
Come on, no. I would not do anything like that.
See, I honestly can't answer that kid question because of the fact that I actually didn't know about my kids until they were older and started coming out of the woodwork. Hey, I think you're my dad. But when I found out about my daughter, it wasn't her coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, I think you're my dad. It's my brother saying, hey, dude, I think I found your daughter and you better get some information on this. And knowing her mom, it wasn't the fight I thought it was going to be. And I'm glad it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But I actually had to make a scene to get her to contact me.
No shit.
I went into her work. I had called her work twice and they said she was busy. And then I went into her work and they said, well, what's this about? I just said, it's a personal matter and I need to speak to her. I've tried to make contact with her many times and this is the only way I know how. Well, what's this pertain to? And I said 3 times, it's a personal matter. Finally, after them pressing, I looked at her. I think she has my daughter and I'd like to meet her. 20 minutes later, I'm getting a phone call.
Don't you ever do that again.
You almost got me fired.
You got to realize, too, that she was a intake coordinator at a rehab facility.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I kind of caused
That's the one that Rach is going to, is it?
No, this was a drug rehab facility.
Oh, okay. What?
So was she your mentor and that's how you met her?
No, I think I'm the reason she became an addiction counselor.
Well, I mean, just because she was addicted to your dick.
No, she couldn't fix him, but wanted to. Just knew she couldn't, so she wanted to learn how.
You know what the key is to fixing somebody? They got to want it first.
Right.
Yep.
Well, my little brother, he got court ordered to go to this outpatient rehab called Sassy in Dubuque, Substance Abuse Service Center. And his intake coordinator was my ex-wife. And he saw the picture on her desk. And she said, "Are you Chris's brother?" And he said, "Yeah." "Is that Chris's daughter?" And she said, "Probably." She said, "Yeah, I think so." Something along those lines. So my brother called me and told me about it, and
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
It's a heck
insane.
of a way to find out.
Yeah, so
hey,
I mean,
I'm getting checked into drug rehab, and I think I saw a picture of your kid. You might want to come over and smoke a big fat spliff in the lobby until she comes out and talks to you.
no, I wasn't doing all that, but
Like I brought brownies for everybody.
Right.
I did. We brought brownies.
And for those
Were
of you
they
who can't
special
have
brownies?
we brought gummies.
Were they the special brownies?
Everybody will feel happy after these.
I can't disclose that information, but let's just say that next drug test, everyone was dirty. Even the counselors.
But they were really good brownies.
Grandma's
what goes good with those?
It's like for some
You know what
reason I
goes-
wanted so many more brownies after that first one.
Do you know what goes great with those brownies?
Milk.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Hey, bacon, weed infused bacon is very, very easy because of how fatty bacon is and how much grease and oil it produces. It is very quick to extract the cannabinoids and get them mixed in with the grease and the flavor.
Okay.
Oh
My
my
thing
It's also
is,
very easy to fuck it up.
Right.
I would try to save the bacon grease from that though and use it in other applications.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
okay,
Make some biscuits and
maybe-
gravy with that shit.
Or maybe you have like a weed infused breakfast with eggs and bacon.
Oh, I've done that many times.
Or you use
Remind
the
me
bacon
to never
grease
eat
make
breakfast
mayo.
at your house
It's like honestly,
while I still have a
don't-
CDL.
I don't use weed at all or drink alcohol, really. So I'm kind of weird for this.
Yeah,
show.
me either.
Yeah,
Well,
right. But
before my little brother, got in trouble, I had access to a lot of different oils and terpenes and extracts and stuff, and we were basically making infused meals 3 times a week.
Why does that not surprise me?
yeah, but now you can have a weed infused Dr. Pepper with it.
Got one in the fridge.
This
See?
has been like I gotta say, this has been like the strangest fucking week, you know?
See, look at this.
Yeah,
Dr.
I'm not surprised.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, I this has been the strangest week. I find out Rage is dying even more than I thought he was. Adam's having diabetic problems along with eye problems.
Yeah.
And Chris's studio is about to fall through the floor.
Yeah.
Well, we've managed to fix part of that. Y'all saw the video and the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous to get on with the rest of the project.
I was honestly nervous that someone didn't fall through the floor.
Well, I managed to basically close the gap in the corner.
Okay.
Right.
But looking around at the fucking beams and joist all up underneath my house, I started getting a little nervous being under there.
Yeah, just
Well, you've already had a car break your neck. Let's go ahead and just put a house on top of it.
Why not? With all the shit that's been dropped on me in the last 2 years, why not a house?
you know,
Except
of
for if you're
metal.
going to drop a house on me, I'm hoping you're like saying, "Here, dude, here's a house for you to live in, rent free, tax free,
Okay,
rest of your life."
So you don't want it dropped on you like the Wicked Witch of the East or whatever it was in The Wizard of Oz.
Nah. I want it dropped on me as a gift. Like, here you go, dude. Have a house.
Like, you want someone to drop the keys into your hand.
Not drop the anvil on your
there
head.
we go. Now we're getting the right verbiage.
Drop the keys into your hand for a house, not drop the house on your head like an anvil.
Yes. We don't need none of that Wile E. Coyote shit going on. Get the Acme house.
I think you live in the Acme house.
Well,
dude.
my one daughter, she described hanging out with me perfectly to a T. It's like a daycare center with power tools
and no supervision. Yeah, that about.
I believe I have a hat that says, "For my defense, I was left unsupervised."
She forgot slightly drug addled.
Well, I tell everybody, including judges.
A little bit.
I tell everybody, including judges, that there are two different me's. There is sober me and drunk me. And if drunk me does something, you got to wait until that bastard's back, because me as sober me, I have no idea what he does.
Right. Hey, I tell the judge the only reason it's illegal is because you actually caught me.
You know what the judge said to me when I brought that up? Here's double the fine.
Please tell me he invited drunk TJ into the courtroom.
I wish.
He offered a drink out of his pitcher.
Hey, he's like, your fine just became double. Would you like to try a new one? Fuck. All right.
Is it a double or nothing, Your Honor?
Yeah, I should have asked. Is this double or nothing? Am I doubling down on this? Is this blackjack?
Yeah.
No, when he said, "Now just double, do you want to try for another?" I said, "Double or nothing."
I'm like, all right, that took that fine. And the fine was the funniest fine ever. At least for me. It was one of the funniest fines I ever got. I ended up paying it, and I laughed my ass off about it. The fine was for public
nudity,
urination.
Yeah, so close. I'm just watering a tree, Your Honor.
What did you pee on?
Well, evidently the
that specific time. What did you pee on?
That specific
if we go
time,
through the whole list, we'll be here all night.
That's that specific time. Evidently, the county sheriff's department felt that I was adding too much water to their flowers.
The county sheriff's department flowers?
Yeah, the flower bed outside the door of the county sheriff's department.
So you basically pissed on the sheriff's department.
Yes.
You got pissed off, and
no, I didn't. Off. I did not do it. I am sober right now. Sober me did not do it. That was drunk me.
Well, drunk TJ and drunk Chris have one thing in common. They will just whip it out and piss anywhere. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
No common sense.
Well, at least you didn't piss on the Alamo.
No, I will leave that permanently to Ozzy.
And the Mexicans.
Yeah, and the Mexicans.
So what county sheriff's department was this?
I would rather not disclose this.
He pleads the fifth.
Of Jack.
Nope.
Why don't you come on?
Overruled.
Please. Yes, overruled. You must answer the question.
No, you objected. I said your objection is overruled. I do not have to answer the question.
Was it in Illinois?
No.
It was in Texas, wasn't it?
No.
So it was while you were truck driving?
Before.
Before? Was it in Germany?
No, after that.
New Mexico.
You're close.
Arizona? Now we're just throwing places out now.
I was on a visit to Utah.
So you pissed on the Mormons?
Yes. It was while I was living in New Mexico, and we took a motorcycle ride up to Utah for some reason.
Utah. You just made me think of Wayne's World. Get whisked away to Delaware.
Hi, I'm in
Delaware.
Well, you know, I do got to say one really messed up thing about Utah is if you go to downtown Salt Lake City and you're looking at the statue of Brigham Young, the founder of the Mormon Church in Utah, the way the statue was positioned, his back is to the church and his hand is being held out to the bank.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now, Georgia says while she's driving, her saying is either she gets an indecent exposure ticket or an audience or both.
See, you got to learn to be able to conceal it.
Crowd, isn't it?
You got to learn to be able to. You got to be able to learn to conceal it. In all my years of practice and experience, I can actually take a piss while walking down the street.
Are you wearing a metal plate in your pants? So it deflects?
No,
it constitutes as slow, short steps and a hucklebuck.
Oh, good Lord.
You do know what a hucklebuck is, right?
I'm trying not to remember.
No, I do not. Actually.
It's when you just whip down your zipper, pull it out, and give it to her with your belt buckle still on.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Yeah,
You know,
see,
it's real simple for a guy. You just got to undo your zipper, and that's all you really got to do.
See, but Georgia's a female, so
they now have an apparatus for that.
Yeah.
Yes,
it looks
they
do. It looks like they just took a funnel from AutoZone and said, "Here, put this on your cooter when you pee."
See, I was going to design that.
They also made a version that is like the urinals you get in the ER. It just has a cup at the top to catch it all.
See, like I said, I was going to design that, but
those were specifically designed for female truckers so they can use piss jugs.
I actually have a different design.
Uh-oh, here comes the whiteboard.
See, I include a little bit of no, I'm not getting out the whiteboard.
What are you gonna put? Are you gonna put?
What I do is I put a little weather stripping around it. Like I take the funnel from AutoZone for 90 cents, and then I put like 15 cents of weather stripping around it. And then I add like some bling to it, right?
Bling.
A little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, a little bedazzling crap. And then I sell it online for $20.
So I thought you were going to put like a vibrating bean near the top. So
actually, I've thought about trying to figure out how to install a vibrator right there where you got the thing that where the funnel hangs up when you're selling them. How do you put a little clitty tickler right in there?
It's a massager, TJ.
Mm-hmm. We know what you're massaging,
right? So you got to put a tickler in there.
Yeah.
And I think if it had a clit tickler and some bedazzlement and of course weather stripping, that's the key. That is the key. Weather stripping. And if I'm going to get
you don't want to get some icicles on that in the wintertime if you got to go.
Now, if I'm going to build the full-on model, like the real top-of-the-line model that'll cost about $50, I'm going to take apart a pair of those glasses that had the windshield wiper on them and put it down there so you can get the wiping going on, too.
That Hey, that come in
Flip it
handy.
on, it goes and wipes off everything.
I wish they would invent something, not a bidet, but something that would actually wipe my ass without me being afraid it's going to rip off my balls in the process.
Marvin has invented something.
They have things they've invented, but everything they've invented looks like it's going to grab your balls and rip them off after it's done wiping your.
Well, I mean, every guy that's over the age of 42 knows what it's like to get up in the morning, walk in, dunk the balls right in the toilet water, and get woke up.
Yeah.
They literally have designed a thing that will reach in and pull your turds out for you so you don't have to strain.
Steve?
No!
So
here goes half the fun of grossing out my kids.
For all of you people that wonder where your tax dollars are going, these are government-funded research programs.
Now, TJ, your specific device could turn a woman into a super soaker, like range shots during squirting.
Bad idea. So like I said, you take the windshield wiper and you mount it like sideways in the funnel, and then when she's done, she just turns it on and the windshield wiper cleans it off, right?
Yeah.
Like on those old glasses where you'd hit the button and it'd clean off the glasses lenses.
If it moves that fast, it may help the process.
Yeah, then you just set it up sideways and it does this.
Yeah.
I actually want a pair of them glasses for the motorcycle. Can I get them with Bluetooth?
How angry would you be if you walked in after getting a pair of them glasses and your wife had popped the lenses out and had them down on herself?
She made herself a little badge.
Why do you think I don't wear my Bluetooth glasses anymore? I fucking love those things.
Did you get a vision?
I think it was double vision.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Did she show you her cat's eye?
I don't remember much. All I said was some kind of wisecrack about putting it on her cooter. She came towards me, and when I woke up, I was laying in bed.
When you woke up, you were laying in bed. What did you get hit with?
Was like the couch wet? Or,
If I knew that, I'd answer. I'd know.
I do love the fact that you sent her a message saying, hey, describe your tits in one picture.
Describe your boobs using a pic. And I still haven't gotten a description yet, and I'm starting to get real upset about this.
Well, when do you think she's going to send it?
You'll probably be the first to know, but never see.
Well, I'm going to say it's probably going to be the second week in February.
Actually, I do have a boob pic of my wife somewhere in my phone. She's asked me to. She's asked me to get rid of it.
Very true.
Let's see what we got here. I gotta go.
Yeah, Georgia makes a good point. Be happy it was your bed and not a hospital bed.
Yeah.
So is she ready to describe her boobs in one pic or less?
I'm trying to see if I still have it in here.
She probably went into his phone and deleted it. What do you bet?
Maybe.
Wait,
if it was a message, maybe she went back and unsent it.
Could have done that.
Then she could do it.
Once. Okay, I'm getting close, I think.
Unless he was smart enough to download it to his phone.
I don't know. I'm looking at the concentration level is amazing on this. Because he looks really focused on trying to find that pic.
You have no
Yes.
idea how quickly I'm swiping through pictures. Trying
It's a
and
boob
well,
pic.
I'm,
Yeah,
it's a
he's
boob
trying
pic. I'm not gonna miss it.
So I'm trying to, I'm trying to figure out what all I'm trying to figure out what all this does now. Like StreamYard, because there's so much new shit, right?
Yeah.
Bam.
I'd be happy to see him.
Yep.
Nope.
Share it to the group.
No.
If I start hearing a thump against your desk,
Then I will start to laugh.
probably.
Oh, there you go. There's the bubble. There's the classic. There's the minimal. There's the block. I kind of like the minimal. There we go. And she has done what?
Told you I found the picture.
So what's she done?
I just sent it to my wife.
Oh, Lord. On that note, we've been at it for almost 2 hours, and a good chunk of that was talking to Rage.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, damn it. Before you do that, I was going to say, everybody, on a music note, we did lose Jack Russell of Great White and Greg Kinn this last week. So, yeah.
Yeah, I read about that. That sucked.
It does. Great White, they were fucking awesome. Greg Kinn, kick-ass musician.
Adam, even though you need a drink, final thoughts for tonight.
Buy me a drink.
Hope everything goes as well as it can with Rage. Pray for him. Check out his GoFundMe. Give his family a little support. Lord knows they could use it. Other than that, just be nice to people. It's free. Don't be a dick. Yeah.
I told you I wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's a good one.
Send your neighbor a tit pic. I don't know.
Yeah. Or better yet, send Chris a tit pic.
Okay.
Chronic Chris will take all tit pics.
I hope you're only talking to me. I hope he's only talking to me.
Hey, if it fits, please go on ahead. Send Chris a tit pic.
So, Chris, what are your final thoughts tonight?
My wife says that is not okay.
Oh, well, I guess it's not okay.
A boobie's a boobie, but...
Send them to TJ. He'll appreciate it.
Yeah, but my other half says it's not okay unless she's here to share.
Send
them
to
to TJ, and he will forward them to Rage. He has the okay.
Send them to me, and then I will forward them to Rage and Chris.
Yeah, you can send them. Yeah, we'll forward them.
What the hell?
Final thoughts. You know me,
Julie,
ladies and
she can
gentlemen.
approve them or not.
You know me, ladies and gentlemen. Support independent local bands. Hey, you see a show at a bar? Go check them out. You never know. You might see something you like. Always support local independent bands. And With that, tip your bartender.
And if she's hot, try and give her more than the tip.
Hey, tip her with tits.
Yeah, if she's hot, give her a little more than the tip. If
Just
okay.
Tip your bartender with a titty flash. I mean,
there you go.
anything else, Chris?
am I missing anything?
Your sanity.
Oh shit, we lost that years ago, but no, fuck. I love you guys. Tune in. I'll be on Asgard Radio. Slider on Monday and Tuesday. Stacy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. Johnny on Wednesday. Me on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So tune in. And big happy birthday to Miss Chronic over there in the corner.
All right. Yeah.
Tomorrow is her birthday.
So, birthday titties? No?
Yeah, maybe you get some birthday titties.
There you go.
No matter how hard you try, you are never going to see my wife's boobs.
Chris,
I gave
give
up.
your wife a special massage, okay? Just do that at least.
Well,
treat her nice.
We're going to celebrate next week.
You're going to start celebrating now and carry it through the week.
No, we're going to start celebrating next week. Think about it. Aunt Flo. Hey,
yeah, okay.
Just to check in and say,
I
hey, I
got
know
that.
it's your birthday, but here I am.
No. Came to visit on her birthday. What shit
That's
is
terrible. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. Rage says thank you to everyone for letting him be on. It meant a lot. He was happy to be able to do the show. He wants to be back on a couple more times before the inevitable happens. Thursday night, we are back at 11:30 Thursday night, and get ready because I start my new job after that. So we're going to figure out how the times are going to change. Stay tuned to the Mayhem Facebook page for details on when the times are going to switch around, and we will let you know.
Just say, maybe during Amigos After Dark, maybe Chris will actually show up for, another show. Maybe.
In the meantime, everybody take care. Watch out for each other. God bless all of you, and thank you for tuning in. I'm TJ. That's Chronic Chris. That's Adam. Rage is back in the hospital, still trying to get himself a Hummer in the hospital. Thank you for tuning in to Mayhem's Amigos. Have a good
Make it trending.
Yeah.